Welcome to the live, family. Welcome to the live. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. You and yours from your brother. Yeah, man. We're saying it's been like making a video compare what's going on in the world today. You try to show people. Oh. Try to show people. Imagine, bro. This is the chosen. You get caught up in what you're doing. Right now, look at your nation. This nation is being judged, just like Genesis 15 declared. And when you try and share that, people look at you crazy. But in actuality, you know you're not crazy. When we take into account everything that's going on in the world right now, and what involves a lot of people that influence stretches across the globe. So you know what that means. But we act like it's a coinky dink. Like we don't know who, like we don't know that beast. That same system, same people exist today. What was that? Tariq Nasheed came out with that video, buck breaking, right? Who you think was doing the damn buck breaking? So when I hear things, freaky shit, I'm not surprised at all. That's in the Bible. He sold a boy for a harlot. Who do you think is talking about? Everybody keep talking about who's Esau and who's Jacob's brother. Yeah, the Negroes are the descendants of Shem. These are Jacob's children. 12 tribes of Israel, right? And them people y'all keep talking about they brothers. They not. You like that? I don't think so. You got some of us that like to dip in the they might want to take a dip in the pool with all that freaky stuff. They did mention a few of us out there. Irregardless, we know this nation is being judged. And that nation whom they shall serve because it was written biblically. That has to weigh on your conscience. You say these people are prophets of doom or they bring up things, but fam, you got no choice but to revert back to God's word when the very government that gave power to institute that are educated, nurtured, um, when we got sick, we went to them, you know, and taught the whole nation is infected. The whole nation, the whole nation is infected because it begins with those who are put in place to run the nation. And they, like I said, they've been doing this. This ain't nothing new. You can go in the past. I'm not trying to play down where the Negroes do actually come from. And I'm gonna tell you because it's the truth. And I ain't talking about it, but God is talking about it. And long as God be judged. Who sold a boy for wine and a girl, a boy for a harlot and a girl for wine? The Western nations. What's when I turn on the internet, the number one conversation, topic conversation that you hearing right now, talking about freaks, right? In this same government, who I read in Genesis 15, verse 14, the Most High said, and at the awakening. And that nation that they serve, I will judge. That's why our lives, a lot of people, lives have changed. Cold turkey. People looking at you like, you done lost your mind? No, I found mine. I lost it. I think so. Lost all bull crap. That's about it. And knowing these nations, according to the Bible, you see that spirit on. You can't tell me you don't see that spirit once you know who it's talking about. Even with your own nation, because just because you've chosen don't mean you ain't acceptable to certain things too. Like I said, you see a few of us there. I was shocked, like, huh? Got to be kid. But then I'm not because everything we do, we depend on them. We don't build our own. Us in Africa. Why they talking about who's African and who ain't? I am. I'm an African. I was born here in America. When I did come over here, okay, circumnavigating the earth, but they came over here. And whether they the first or second party, it don't matter because we ain't controlling. Like, oh, but they gonna take God gonna take them. They whole entire kingdom is gonna fall across the nations, not just here, because we act like we don't see Rome is still over there. The mother of them, like we don't know it's still there. Like the power, that's where the power for them to exist came from. Yeah, it was the Pope who gave them the Asiento contracts. Look it up. They created the contracts to fill Spanish America with who? African slaves. And they showed the hell did it. So any perversion or things that are ungodly that's happening, I'm not surprised. And it's just not here. It's across the whole Western demographic, the entire. And us as godly people, I pray your eyes are awake. I pray your eyes of understanding have been awakened, meaning your mind. Wrap your mind around this one. And remember the type of people you're dealing with when you're out here in society making moves. People you're making contracts with, this and that. And I always say it's gonna get wrong. There's a separation. The earth is going on a higher vibration, right? And God's people are not gonna be connected to none of that. And we have to pick up the slack. We have to build, fam. And y'all know what time. Nobody gotta come on here and constantly say that. That's why they asking for money. I understand. You want to build something, I will pray. That's for pointing people back to the Most High, pointing people back to their foundation. Them Hebrews. Just when you thought it was over, that's why the Most High awakened them for this very day. Sign the document and go through the process. You was hearing about uh, young ones getting pregnant, or how certain um, officers, especially here in Chicago, how the police was, interacting with them. These are documented stories. It's not nothing made up. I said even back then, I was like, a year and a half or so ago, I'm like, these people allow these things because they ass is freaky. You know what I'm saying? They want some other stuff. They don't want just the stuff they got. They allow other shit to come over here not knowing. Watch my French. They into some freaky stuff. They been freaky. see it. And they ain't just into women. These people is perverted. Their minds have been seared. And they wonder why the prophets, you hear the sons of God coming out here. What? They got to come. We got to come out here and tell the truth. The hell, you better start your camera and start talking. And let it be rooted in the truth, which is the Father's word. Ain't no other truth. They failed you in every other aspect. They failed me. I don't see, unless we do something different, we in trouble. And a lot of people just don't give a shit. They cool with it. As long as they think it don't affect them. Oh, that don't affect me. You ain't gotta worry about it. Oh, really? We gonna see. We gonna see what it affect because that sends the wrong message. And a lot of nations are not gonna deal with these people. And what people fail to understand is you get your mineral resources that allow this place to operate. But in retrospect, it's like, shit, why would you release all that and you know this stuff? We know y'all freaky. Like, are they gonna prosecute us? I don't even care. I don't even want to hear the story. I hope don't nobody get on there talking explicit in detail, but people talk too goddamn much. And once somebody hear it, all they gotta do is go look it up. Like, what the? Some things used to be, some things used to be quiet. You would keep quiet. It wasn't for everybody. Now this internet, it's your blessing and your curse. Because now your child can go on there, they'll hear people steady talking. They ain't into it. They not driven by wanting the lust of their flesh. They don't care about all that freaky shit going on. But they constantly hearing people talking about it. Epstein, Epstein. The politicians, they know politicians. They hear us talking about wicked ass politicians or the past or America need to repent because of what they did to our ancestors. They know these things. I get the actors. I don't care how you sum it up. That's pornography, bro. Sisters. And it's sick. These people wicked as hell, but I'm not the least bit surprised. I promise you I'm not. Same difference with who was that? They just had Puffy up there. Skinning his ass. And a lot of who was there disappeared. I guess he shut the hell up. Okay, I just take that. Take that. He just took that because I've seen a lot of faces at his parties, family. Just go through the videos. They can scrub a lot on, but look at the faces there. And it wasn't all musicians. That's the point I'm making. Hell no, it was not all musicians. I seen some politicians. There I see it. Damn right I seen some faces there. Like, this is crazy. But only so much. They'll allow only so they only allow so much to come out. It's like it all came out, but I don't believe it all came out. Because everybody that you thought should have been cooked, you don't even hear about it. And you can go and look up who was charged or whatever pertaining to the case. It's public information, I assume. It's crazy. But it just magically disappeared. He took that time and it's over with. Okay. He's running around doing a lot of kissing, fam. You see homeboy kissing a lot of grown ass men. And they having a lot of parties. And them parties is connecting a lot of people. They said he was even on the island. Like, who was that, your teacher? Like, what the fuck? Man, you want your own island. Like, our people is so easily influenced. You can influence us with all this world bullshit, but the moment I mention y'all God's people, y'all are the descendants of Shem. You are, in fact, Negroes, and this is so-called Black History Month. Perfect timing. Man, this is wake your ass up month. You the Hebrew Israelites. That's what you're gonna get on this platform. Excuse my French, but it's just that serious. Wake your ass up. The world don't love you. And watch your children and loved ones. You know, what were they getting these people, the subjects from? That they subject to such heinous, you know, actions. Where the people coming? Where were the people coming from? That's the scary part. People getting inquisitive constantly. Well, I just watched all the videos, and how can you sit there and watch some shit like that? I don't want to see when they first cracked out. I think that was New Breed or Lisa Cabrera. It was Lisa Cabrera, and she didn't go really showing, you know, because she recognized the children were saying she used that. She used it as a teaching tool, but she only showed. I think they was in a swimming pool, and that was it, just to show the face. Like these grown ass niggas in the around these kids like this. Like where they wives at? Out there talking about it take a village to raise a nation. Like what village you raising? We don't want your ass in the village. What the hell? I rode past. I'm from Chicago, South Side. I rode past Obama Library today. That motherfucker like it's the lights on now. They ready. I'm like, oh shit. All them kids over there. His ass was on the boat. I remember I seen him on the boat. You know they did. I seen his ass on the boat. There wasn't no Photoshop shit. They was showing. Now people talking about some, oh, I'm glad ain't no black people on there. I'm glad I don't listen to y'all with a short ass memory. I seen your homeboy on there, and y'all seen him. Him, Clinton. Like, what the And I knew it was gonna come back to bite their ass when they first said who dude was. I'm like, I read the story about him with this, like he on some fucking Hitler shit, in the sense that, like they talking now, talking about he didn't want to deal with blacks because of this or that. That's bullshit. I think that nigga was trying to create a superior race based on bloodlines. Now, people like to tell us everybody the same, but that's bullshit. Even with all black people, all of y'all didn't come from the same progenitor. And we're the majority of the world, family. All that shit about minority, we're a minority on your census. Because a lot of us ain't taking your goddamn census. We ain't going on there. Black folk don't do all that. They was looking at me crazy as hell talking about them census. Like, you don't want to take the census and this and that. It releases money for this and that. Look, stop releasing all the money. Y'all getting all the goddamn money away. Must I touch on that? Sanctuary cities, like who making the decision? What the fuck got inside their head where they making decisions and giving all the money away? That money, this I'm from Chicago. That money this mayor gave all to my some sanctuary city. I can't blame the president for cutting these cities and towns off. If your ass calling yourself a sanctuary city, you done gave all the taxpayer money to everybody else, but who the hell it should have been given to? And that's because that's based on this nation. Yeah, they putting up a fight now because that shit is going to affect them, and it's so wide in the open. They used to hide and shit. Now you can just turn the TV on, everything. Everybody just happy-go-lucky volunteering fucking information. It's like ain't no secrets. They all on the internet talking about your ass. They probably talking about you and me right now. Oh yeah. If you out here in the ether, you making videos, trust me, they gonna look at your background too, especially if you talking about the truth. Oh, who this nigga? They gonna pull it up. So if you ain't ready to be scrutinized, I think you better go sit behind the screen. And even be careful on where you leave your John Hancock. Be careful, man. Be careful who you deal with. You got to start, you got to use your spirit of discernment for real. And it begins at home. It'll be some of the people that's around you every day, family. Because you speaking in the light. They looking at you like, hold up, dude. I'll tell you that truth would cause, like Christ said, he came to bring a sword. He didn't come to bring peace. He came to cause division between children, they parents. So I don't know if y'all truly believe that, but I see it. You see it. But where does it come from? It's like even dealing with the so-called Negroes and the situation our ancestors went through. Oh, it just happened because no, it happened because of something that went on between the Most High and His creation. That's why it happened, and I can clearly read it in the book. That's why I point you back. We're gonna give you the root of it, the foundation. You make your own choice. I ain't trying to convince you of nothing. I'm just sharing. It's up. It's upon you to go and do your due diligence. People, oh, I want to know where I am, but you listening to these freaks. Oh, no, are you a freak? No, I ain't. I can help myself. I mean, that's a song that came out in the 70s or the 80s. These people can't help themselves. They crazy. It's biblical. Everything is biblical because it's based on the spirit. Like you are his spirit. No, that's why I'm on Mayday on the front line. We on the streets with it in the right way. And I don't mean hanging on those streets talking about we open up shop. No, it's the difference. It's the separation. Those in the streets, 9 times out of 10 are entrepreneurs traveling to and fro. You see the videos all day. They dropping off products and going to deliver services. I do it. Every video I went on, auto repairs or service, retail. So every time you see me, I was out there retail, trying to become the retail king, baby. So I ain't gotta deal with them freaks. Tell them they might try to back you in the corner. They so open with it now. That's like I seen that fucking Baphomet picture of Satan in St. Louis downtown. I'm like, what the? Are you serious? What they say? Oh, they got the right. If the church could do it, then no. That's why you under judge. That's why this nation is being judged. They don't care. They know. So they making it known. No, no. We love who we love. Y'all can talk that, but and then I look at the past and how they even dealt with the book. They didn't have no respect for the book. They hid the word in secret to destroy a people. And you want to tell me something about some religion? You better wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's a nightmare. Only kingdom you're gonna see is the one we create. You're gonna see the power of God operating in you and me. If we don't see it operating in you and me, you're just a lost soul. You just got a bunch of lost souls, don't know who they are, and don't know their purpose, or why they were even created and sent here. It begins with the word. Outside of what Danny and Mama taught us, or the preacher was teaching, you have to forge a relationship with the Most High yourself. That's the only way you're gonna be secure in this day and time. And wanting to know too much about what they doing is sick. It gets sick. Like, I don't want to hear it no more. Who cares? They freaks. Well, I don't want to hear that shit all day. What are we doing? I want to hear some truth. I want to hear some music. We got a lot going on. But if we don't promote what we got going on and put hands on, we'll be so wrapped up in everything and that's all you hear all day. What the hell they doing? What they saying? Like, are you serious? Ain't no greatness coming out of us, God's people. Only on Sunday. Like we program like a mug. Gonna wake you up though. Wakey wakey. I'm gonna wake you up over here. They know what time it is. That's Deuteronomy 30. I got the book right here. You say what they want to say. The slave Bible, the Negro Bible. Why? Because we hate the same stuff. I don't want it. And I don't promote that. You got to come out from among them. Your spirit and my spirit and their spirit on one accord under the authority of the Most High. That's how we live. Like the apostles. Remember the apostles? The same people today, the Romans and their descendants. That's who killed the apostles. Charge it up. So these people are inherently wicked when you think about it, except for those who heed the word and decided to come the Most High way. And a lot of them have them. And they being persecuted for it. But they did. I could respect that. But for us, we got to make it happen. We ain't got no choice now. We got to show the world something different, black man and woman. You children of Israel. You don't operate like them. That's where they gonna get that hope from. That's why the Most High be able to use you and magnify Himself through you. Because you made yourself. All this time has been preparation for this very moment. It's not going. We ain't going back. They not going to rewind history and bring back the good old days. It was never good. It's only as good as you make it. It's been a struggle. Now we're coming to the forefront. Rulership is going back into the hands where it should have been from the start. And those that are in the Most High, He's going to use you. They're going to see power and authority. They're going to see an authority in you. They're going to know where it's coming from. But it's going to shake them. They think they don't believe the Bible, bro. Not even some of your skin folk. They do not believe that word. I'm telling you. They adding to it, taking it from it. Like, okay, this is what it's for. No, it's not to be the I love you more than pancakes. That's dope. I love you more than pancakes. On hood, I should make that. I should make that. But I ain't doing no. I guess I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do one design and see what it do. Or two, cause I don't be getting to all that holiday stuff. But you got to get to the bread. I bought these machines to get to the money. And if you can create something that people are like, create it. We selling graphic designs, but then look what it's reflective of. I said I wasn't gonna do that. But when times get rough, that's like with the elder over there with the tenderness. I hear what they saying, but for some reason, our people, we won't dedicate to supporting one another's mission. We're gonna tell you every reason why we shouldn't. You ain't worth it. You should quit and get a job. You dreaming, wishing on a star that ain't consistent enough or this or that instead of solutions. I ain't mad at them, but talking about it, it's like everything is up for grabs. Well, we're gonna make a video off this. We're gonna make a video off that. These videos I'm making are prayerfully gonna be always directed towards the kingdom. Christ said, "Teach the kingdom, preach this gospel of the kingdom." What is the gospel? The good news of the kingdom. Now you have authority to operate as sons again with that rulership and dominion you lost. What you mean you can't? You gotta work. I don't work for nobody. I work for God. I get challenged. I'm not saying it like it's a flex, but it is. Thy kingdom come. It is a flex. I love you, Dad. Yes, it is. We're the sons of God, children of the Most High. You're supposed to flex on them chumps. And so they'll see. So they'll see. And they'll know that there is a God that's a real, true, and living God. We don't serve no wood crosses and stone buildings. We serve the living God that dwells in us. He's in you. That's the okay. That's the only way you can exist. It's by the Spirit. All right, all right. Yeah, I might make a couple of these. See what it brings. Let's go fishing. See what we can catch. Let's see, says the blind man. I once was blind, but now I see. Something simple. Don't supposed to be touching those things. Touch not the unclean things of the world. Touch not, touch not. This ain't they stuff. But it's still vanity, bro. You're supposed to love one another every day. We don't know how to love. We hate each other until it's a holiday. It's like it releases something that's got your mind trapped. I know you're bogged down with the world and trying to compete. It's not what the Most High sent you here for. He sent you here to rule and shalom. Yeah, we had our rocky road. We had our rocky times trying to figure it out. I, duckling, love you. All right. Got the bees, the ducks, everybody love you. All right, all right. I love you forever. I'm gonna have to crack some of these because they will bring money, much needed relief. It's not the money, it's the consistency of the business. That's what we're driving for. And we're not gonna play ourselves cheap. Oh wow, I might have to do this. That is nice. Oh, I can cut that. Can't just roll past that. Oh, they gonna like that. That is so nice. I guess the enemy know how to get you. They sure know how to put something in your face, dangle that thing in your face, like you like, oh, should I? Should I? Yeah, I'll make that print. That is dope. And that is a print I will make. I'll be scrolling through here. Like I just seen they got Cricket Space something else. I just scroll putting that all in and they facing cricket. Show your true colors out here, y'all. I said that's why I always say I know the spirit of the Most High is in the world. He's showing you. He's showing you what's that good and perfect will of His. That which we need to take hold of. I'm telling you, even those that's around you, just leave them alone. I'm not picking with nobody. I'm trying to figure out why when I'm turning on TV or in my private space, watching what I want to, why I got to be bombarded with all this stuff. Like, what the fuck? What you do behind closed doors? Imagine a heterosexual man, straight, just walking down the street with no drawers on. Imagine how society would, you know, receive that. They'll think you done lost your damn mind. People be ready to goddamn gonna shoot you down like you should have never been born. What you think they doing? They might well come on out there butt naked and just walk around, do what they do as thou will. Like what the fuck? We don't even want to know about it from inception. That's the difference. But I'm glad people waking up, especially when looking at the so-called Negro. Just because we're in this nation and they passing certain measures, it's not a law. There's only one law, and that's God's law. Anything man call itself is made to be broken. They showing you every day they break the shit. So it's not like it's a foundation which we all stand for. And to the republic in which it stands. What does it stand for? Freaks. Politician they get to pick it a little. They being influenced by freaks and shit. Like what the fuck? These y'all friends. And them who y'all get, that nigga came from over there. Y'all know where that nigga came from. They whole get up. They don't mess with everybody. We understand that. We know who they are. You might need to watch your quota on they asses coming here. Why they trying to watch brown people? Talking about Haitians and Nigerians. Like, without Haiti and Nigerian resources, your ass won't have no lights on America. We need to stop trying to talk about the black nations as if they don't have these resources that's keeping our ass in existence. That's allowing us to even function as a nation. You talk that shit, but America ain't nothing but a fucking grab bag, and they use us and our energy and sell it for resources, and they know how to turn that shit around. Like if Africa gave me what I asked for, give me some the coconut. I mean not the coca or yeah the coconut, the coca chocolate. Fam, you know how much motherfucking chocolate we'll be producing around here? We have chocolate factories producing. You know how many black folk will be producing chocolate around this boy? Our own chocolate, selling it to all y'all. Y'all want whatever we create. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we come get some shit from that special touch, y'all God's people. They know once they deal with y'all what they gonna get. That's why they love you so much. That's why they want to have kids by you. Your children um, sustains life. So what you got in there? What you got? What he put in you? You know, everybody can't create a us, but we can create all they ass. That means something. Might not mean nothing to you. You don't know no better, but I'm here to tell you. You gonna learn today. That's your power. It ain't, and nothing they got, and they showing you. Everything they created coming from that is wicked. Throw it out. Get rid of it. Return to the Most High, y'all. Be strong and be encouraged. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different.